Jared Rouse, also known as JR, a name derived from his childhood nickname Junior or JR, is a talented singer, songwriter, and overall musician who plays piano, representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yes, we have another Vincy here. He's a Gemini that uses music to express his emotions and connect to his audience. He started his music career playing piano in high school, as I mentioned before. Not only has he performed at various local and private events, he's also represented SVG at Caribbean Youth Fest in St. Lucia and Jamaica, and is signed to a record label in Amsterdam. In 2023, he won the title of National Raga Soca Monarch with his song Love of Carnival. We welcome to the Watch Trouble table, JR.
Yeah.
Good night.
Jeez.
Hi. How are you?
Being here, I feel phenomenal.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, it's a great feeling being here. I'm finally at the GMGT. Good music, good times. Yeah.
So, as you already know, when we start the interview, we usually ask a few questions, right? First of all, I want to establish it is not an interview.
Oh,
we say
okay.
a conversation, right? So, famous question we always ask is, what are the top 3 things you want people to remember you for before the end of this interview?
Talent. Professionalism. The third one won't be performance.
Are you performing tonight?
Definitely.
Where? We ain't got the stage set up.
We don't need that.
You're one of those. So the quick question I have to ask is, do you reside in New York or no?
Not currently. Currently based home St. Vincent.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're just here for a
passing
visit.
through, yeah.
Are you going to be here for the
For the
launch
Vincy launch? Yeah.
in New York?
Yeah.
Oh, are you performing? Sorry, I'm sorry for putting
but
you on the spot.
I feel like you're asking all the right questions, though.
My bad, dog.
You don't have to worry about that, Shani's a professional mako,
I feel like she's asking all the right questions.
She's going to be there, so you know.
Oh, you're going to be there?
I am
Yeah, so if
there.
you're going to be in Brooklyn, just come on over to the Vincy Mass launch, maybe.
Maybe you'll perform?
Nah, I'm performing.
I was going to say you have to. Like, once you're in New York, I think once you're in New York and you're an artist, it's like mandatory you'll hear, take that.
Yeah, it kind of comes like blasphemy.
Yeah, like you don't like
Don't
you
go
know
through.
real Vince. You ain't in no competition. You ain't winning nothing.
Yeah. Nah, but I'll be there for sure, definitely.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Is it your first time performing in New York?
No,
No? Okay.
I've performed at the Vincy Day picnic. Was in Long Island last year,
Okay.
August.
So you're aware that when you perform in New York, the typical questions that you're going to get is, who you be?
No,
Where you
this
come
is
from?
why he has to say, when
Well-
they do the intro, they have to say the 2023
Yeah.
Raga Soca.
Fortunately for
And
me,
they will still ask, who you be?
Real jacked up, Joe.
fortunately for me, when I performed at Long Island, it was really receptive. It was like they already know me. And then I went on to further perform in June, July, August, September. I went over to Utah, Salt Lake City.
Utah, you said.
Yeah.
That brings the people over
different. No, for real. That's like a redneck city.
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, they got over there. They had something called Afro Utah Fest.
Oh.
And it's where they basically display Caribbean culture.
Okay.
So I was lucky to be there to represent St. Vincent and to carry the Vincy flag all the way over at Salt Lake City. And even over there, people already know soca music. People were receptive as well.
People know soca over there for real?
Yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked.
Okay.
So soca is a movement. Yeah, it's no longer the Caribbean trying a thing and we're trying to find our foot in the market. Soca is here. Yeah, and in places that we don't expect soca.
to be.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
Listen, we going too far. We did not do this or that. And you're new here, so we have to do this or that with you.
All right.
He was hoping we was gonna avoid it.
Yeah.
All right, so you already know the rules and regulations for this or that, right? I don't have to really explain it to you.
I think you got to tell me them.
For real?
Yeah.
This your first time on watching Watch Trouble, or you've watched it before?
Yeah, I watched it before.
Then I shouldn't have to explain it, but because you're a guest here, I'm gonna explain it to you. All right? So this or that, I'm gonna give you a series of questions. this or that.
Uh-huh.
For example, salt or sugar. Which one would you choose?
Sugar.
So I could proceed and ask you why you chose sugar or move on to the next question. So in this case, I'm going to ask, why did you choose sugar?
Because I like it sweet.
I love it sweet too. All right, see, it was very easy, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Sparrow or Captain Bligh?
It's Captain Bligh.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Taking away that Vincy flag there, man.
How? So I think, okay, so sunset light or regular sunset?
Regular sunset.
Some people like SLR. Don't knock it.
What's that?
Okay. All right. Power soca or raga soca?
Interestingly, you know, both. Like
You have
I
to
know-
choose
I
one.
know,
In
but-
this game, you have to choose one. I have a gun to your head, and you have to pick one.
One.
Interestingly enough. Interestingly enough.
You keep repeating yourself.
Power.
Power?
Power soca.
Okay. Why power?
You know, well, my image is mostly associated with raga and groovy. Right? Anybody knows me knows that raga best fits me. But I think I got some different inspiration from Trinidad.
Okay.
It's the way that they would take power soca and then they would take groovy melodies and it just fits. And then I feel like when they approach the music that way, it gives more with the emotions, with the connection to the public. It's a very particular, unique way that they write the power. It's like they use the groovy, the raga melody over the power and the BPM. I don't know, like once it's fast, yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to us, it's more intense and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
More. I don't want to say impactful, but like high intensity. Put
Where's
it that
that
way.
motion there?
Main- I caught myself. That's why I stopped.
GMGT.
No, you didn't catch yourself
I
because
caught myself if you didn't say
it's
it.
3 times you do it, you know. And I stand up here with my hand on my hip, just watching you, you know.
They have a whole picture of me doing that whole. Let me stop.
They're on camera now, dog.
I know.
What Marlon meant to say? Cheese?
Mainland or Grenadines?
Mainland.
Okay, which part?
Victoria Park.
Private event or big stage?
Big stage.
What's your favorite big stage?
Victoria Park.
Your favorite performance?
Oh, okay. So me personally. So my favorite performance of all time. Well, it's not in St. Vincent, it's in Jamaica.
Aha, you see, I know there was something there.
Yeah, favorite of all times it would be in Jamaica because I went to Jamaica. It's where I got signed with the record label in Amsterdam, by the way.
Okay.
And that one weekend it was a lot of drilling. Yeah, like we got so much training in regards of copyright. So it wasn't just performance per se. It was training mixed with stage preparation, mixed with networking. Because I got to meet PNRs from Sony and
Okay.
PNRs from unbelievable record label Warner Brothers and what's not. So for me, that would always be a memorable moment. Like a prestige moment in my career. Being able to meet so many PNRs from so many different internationally recognized labels, and then all of that was somehow weaved into a performance for one weekend. So that would always be my favorite stage performance.
No, that's awesome.
It makes
Awesome
sense,
one. Yeah. Introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
Yeah, next one, why you an artist if you're an introvert? Why?
I've been asked that question before. So for me, so there's two sides to me.
So basically it's a persona.
Right. So
Go ahead.
Javid Rouse, I should say, is introverted. He's an introverted professional business guy. A little nerdy, wear glasses now and then.
Seriously?
Yeah, like you won't believe how hard I squinting right now, though.
I could believe it. Believe it or not, I can't see you.
Yeah, but but GRD artist is more the extroverted character.
Got it.
GRD artist is more stage oriented, more performance, and GRD artist is not just soca, because I do other genre of music So, as the biography said, it's through the music I communicate, or I connect with people. I don't know, it's like since I'm a little boy, I'm able to use music to feed off other people's emotion.
Okay.
So if I'm in the room, I'm playing, and then, the crowd is cheering me on, then, the performance is more than likely it's going to be hype. So there's a little drawback as well, because it's the complete opposite if the crowd isn't as cheerful for me.
So if it's like 5 people in a crowd, you're just like, I don't want to perform?
Oh, no. So it's based on the reaction that I'm getting. So there could be one person in the room, and the reaction is, hype. And then I'll feed off that energy.
Well, I'm just saying, if the 5 people are just sitting there like, who the hell is this?
Yeah, then the performance, like I really have to push. I push first and try and get them to react. And then if it's just not the reaction that I want, then it just be like, yo, the self-doubt. And I don't know if it's just me or almost every other artist, because it's not easy standing on stage. And you personally, you're introverted.
Sometimes as a musician, you do have to push through uncomfortable circumstances.
But then if you push and then you test the water, and then it's just not going the way you want, then as a musician or as an artist, your confidence may dwindle a little bit right there and then on stage. So I know it's choose one, but I think it counts because I have 2 different personalities. So I'm both introverted and extroverted.
They have a name for that. That's like
it's an introverted extrovert.
Pretty much. Yeah. So that's pretty normal.
Oh, okay.
But it's just, it irks my nerves when I hear artists say they're introvert. It's like, yo, how do you perform on stage if you're an introvert? It's pointless to me.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not judging you.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But
So rhythm or single?
Single.
Okay. All right. Singer or songwriter?
Both.
No, man,
Again, the gun is to your head. You have to choose one. What is it?
Singer.
Don't make sure the squeeze you deuce them on.
All right. Singer, so what's your favorite song? What's your favorite project?
My personal favorite project, or an artist or another artist?
You know what? Both.
Both. Okay.
What is your favorite project that you've worked on, and then what is your favorite song?
Okay, so my favorite project that I worked on is one that was released last year called Promised Land.
Okay, I know.
I really feel like that was some of my best work. And my favorite artist, well, I have a lot, but my favorite artist of all time is gonna be Adele.
Okay.
I did not see that coming.
I didn't see it coming either.
I mean, Ed Sheeran is nice. Ed Sheeran is really talented as well. But I really do appreciate Adele. I think in regards of my career, like what I do, and then if you know me, like you see me out before at a restaurant or something, performing or doing a gig, then you kind of understand where I'm coming from, because the way that Adele is able to take her vocals and take her music and communicate with her audience, that she get to work on the emotions right then and there in her live performances. I really feel like I've been doing that for a while now, and it's really relatable, when I look at Adele's performance and my own.
Got it. All right. I'm gonna let well, you're not here.
Alright, so let me do some
You want to add to it?
What,
No?
this or that?
Yeah, or you want to conclude it?
Yeah, I'll give him a couple, man.
Okay.
Alright, so this is always a good question that I like to find out to see what people is made of. Blackfish or saltfish?
Saltfish.
Amen.
Right there.
Amen.
Go ahead.
Pillow or roast breadfruit?
Pillow.
Nah.
I shouldn't move now.
Breadfruit and saltfish with some wabi. Plenty ice.
Pillow.
That
Nah.
is
Light pepper.
that is past a certain age group of
Shut up.
palate.
See, if our invisible person was here, I'd let him speak. But
That is past.
different.
You know what? I think I'll give you grace because we live here, and roast breadfruit is not easy to come up with.
it's not the same. Like the breadfruit and Vincy versus a breadfruit here, it's nice and soft and fluffy
It's
there.
not the same. I'll give you
And
grace.
here
on that.
it's like
It's
dry.
hard and dry
Yeah,
and-
you see. So you know the difference.
Long flight or long drive?
Long flights.
Okay, why flight over drive?
I like to travel.
Okay.
And the idea of a flight, it's like, I don't know, for some reason, taking a flight is a little bit more reassuring than taking a drive. I guess it's the difference between paying for your plane ticket, and then if you take a drive, you have to eventually refill your gas tank.
Yeah, boy. Okay.
But if the
All
plane
right,
ticket is more,
Yeah, all right.
Everything's included.
You explained it right there when you said full back the gas tank. Any particular place on your bucket list to cross?
In Brooklyn,
In
Anywhere.
general.
Greece.
When they say flight, okay, yeah. Greece looks beautiful. Yeah.
It does, yeah.
All right. I asked the infamous question: the ability to go 5 years in the future, the ability to go 5 years in the past.
5 years in the past.
Why the past over the future?
If I'm going to the past with the knowledge that I have now, 5 years back, I would use that knowledge to probably, I don't know, become rich.
Okay.
Avoid some exes.
I'm not even gonna
you shooting
touch
punches
that.
on the
Okay,
show,
yeah.
bro.
My life would be better, man. so definitely, Feel like she knew, Brian.
My condolences that it was only 5 years ago. It's still fresh.
Are we
But
done there?
yeah, man. I respect them answers, them, man.
The audience
That's it.
now. So first, shout out to Vincy Madness 74. M. Lewis has pointed out it's ambivert. That's
Oh, ambivert.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
ambivert.
Ambivert.
Bertil has asked river lime or beach lime.
Beach lime.
What's your favorite beach?
Kittles Beach,
Yo,
Miami
I keep
Vice.
hearing about this doggone Kittel's Beach and have yet to reach
You
there.
reach Kittles
You
yet?
never reached
Never in my life have I
You
been
need to go
there.
to Kittles Beach,
I keep
Miami
hearing
Beach.
it's really nice.
They do.
I've never been.
They normally have Dance and Divas, Hyperfoot House normally have are there.
I've wanted
Oh,
to
that is
go
where
there
that is where
too.
that party is.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay,
Kittles Beach. Well,
Alright.
Miami Beach they call it.
All right, so I'm gonna make it my business. I'm gonna call my friend Oricia and she's gonna take me.
Yeah.
So Bertil also asked seafood or wild meat.
Seafood,
What's your favorite seafood?
shrimp, lobsters.
That I like that. Okay, and on Julian's promos we have Shata Ayo who says good night.
Big up
shut
Shatta, big up Shatta, Shatta, big up yourself.
Rodney Small also said good night.
Big up Rodney Straight.
Rodney, man.
Big up Rodney. Enough respect for Rodney and thing, you know.
All right, I think that's it.
That's it.
So I don't know if you guys want to cut it or you guys have more. Invisible Man, you want to add anything? This is killing me. This is really killing me here. And then we're gonna conclude this or that right now. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm great. I'm good with the concluding.
The people tell you like he's sweating never.
I know. I mean, he not looking like the other word like I mentioned before. He seems to be a happier person right now. Listen, we yeah. It was a hot one. Well, I wasn't expecting all that energy. I wasn't at this hour. I was not. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, speak. My bad.
I was gonna say energy day, man.
Okay, yeah.
GMGT.
I wasn't expecting all of that right now, but yeah, it was great. Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the 18th.
Yeah, man. Come
All right.
through.
But the interview doesn't stop here. The
Oh.
conversation is starting. We're gonna continue.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're gonna go back because I'm bringing it back here because the common misconception I've been hearing for the last couple of years is it's impossible for an artist to win Soca Monarch, whether it be Raga or Power, other than Fireman Hooper.
Sit down with your chest, man. Sit down with your chest.
Oh,
So that's what I'm getting at.
Because I was there like,
So
what are you talking
I
about?
want you to walk us through, how did it feel, number one? And number two, how did it feel to win and to break that misconception that that's the only person that could win any Monarch, period?
Okay. So firstly, let me just say that I think that the judges' decisions when coming to Soca Monarch, and I might be biased, but I'm just speaking from myself as an artist. So this was the mindset that I went about it with, and I think this was the mindset that inevitably caused me to be triumphant that night.
Right.
So I believe that the judges' decisions were fair, regardless of who won. So what I was looking at, instead of looking at who's winning, was the criteria. So what I did is for like the year before. So this is 2022, and in November or was it earlier than November? Super K was the one who reached out to me.
Okay.
Because the year prior that I had released a song and it wasn't the top. It wasn't to Super K's liking.
Okay.
So big up Super K. And Super K, I remember Super K, he messaged me, he's like,
He's not in the studio.
yeah, he's not in the studio somewhere, wherever he did. But Super K, and it's a long story, but I gotta backtrack to really, show the movement,
Right.
show the direction of where we went with all of that and why 2023 was successful. So Super K messaged me. It could have been like the June, July, August, right after Carnival 2022.
Okay.
And Super K was like, yo, I ain't hear you for the season. What happened? What happened, dog? I ain't hear you for the season. I'm like, yo, I dropped my tune. And he's like, you dropped tune? I ain't hear that yet. What kind of choppy tune is that? But we just go like that. We cool, like, we honest. So I'm like, we mean this song choppy. Like, yeah, man, you could do better than this. So then I said, okay then. I have some cards. I could send you the cards them and we could start something. He say, do that. Man, right now I vex with you, dog. Right now I vex with you.
That sound like it. Definitely sound like it.
I say, oh, okay then. So what happened now is that I end up and send Super K the cards them. And then it was a different song that we write for the cards. It was actually for that.
Okay.
For that was the song that I sent to Super K with the cards. Right? But it didn't sound like for that at the time. It was a different song. And then send him back the cards now, like he sent me back the cards and then I was like, boy, nah boy, this not sound like that, boy, this sound like something else. And I remember I was at work and then I was sitting at my desk where I worked and then the melodies just started flowing because I had in the headphone and Super K just sent me the rhythm and I was like, nah boy, nah. And then I remember the same day I wrote the song in one day.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like I took the week, I sent it back to Super K so that we finalized on the direction that the song was going. And then I remember like the weekend I went to Island Shack to record the vocals. And then I went and then Pixel was like, but yeah, that sounded bad, boy, Jesus Christ. And I was like, yeah. And then I remember Pixel asked me, who produced this? Who did this? I said, Super K. So then he said, okay. Right then and there in the studio, he called Super K. And then he was like, Super K, let we get another hit now, let we get another soca now, let we do another raga soca. And Super K was like, okay, let's do it. And then the rest was history. But I said all that to say is that it was strategically placed because what I did is I studied the competition. I realized that, it's not a case that Fireman Hooper is always winning. It's a case that Fireman Hooper is always hitting the criteria.
Aye.
Right?
Go ahead.
So it didn't really matter who won. It mattered the judges' criteria is what really kind of, position you to win. So then what I did is that I went on and then I find myself looking at past videos from Fireman. How he won, what he was doing to win. And then I realized the year before when he did his performance, he always did like, he did his lows and then he interacted with the crowd and then he got his feedback and everything. I was like, but wait, this is actually in line with the judges' criteria. And, if you get the crowd feedback, you get 10 points. And then, everything. I just started back engineering what Fireman did, And then not just Fireman, I started back engineering. I went as far back as Bomani.
Oh, okay.
And look at what they did, why they won. And then I went into the competition head on with a new vantage point and looking at things. I was like, okay, boy, I don't feel like I'm that special that I have to win, but if I follow the criteria and I just give the judges what they want, then, and then I just, prepare, proper preparation, preference, poor performance. And then that was it. The rest was history. And, that was how I win. So when you asked me the question about Firemen and, I don't think it's bias. I honestly don't. I believe that, the judging criteria is just that the artists, they're focusing too much on Fireman win. Than actually focusing and giving the judges what they want and deliver what the judges want.
So basically there's a huge void between Fireman winning and what everybody else is doing.
Right.
There is. I've heard that. I wanted to hear from his perspective.
Yeah, so
okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for every artist and not just Fireman. But I respect each artist that's contributing to the art to Carnival that goes into competition. Sometimes I wish we didn't have to compete. I wish that we could have, all hold one head as, Vincy artists and just push one agenda.
I'm glad you said that because this is my next question. How important is the Monarch competition to your artistry? Or do you feel, let's do away with it? Because some people say we don't need the competition. It does nothing for the artist. So do you feel we need it, or you don't think we need it?
Nah, I don't want to be contrary to my last statement, but I do feel like it's still important.
Okay.
Number one, it's a part of our culture. Like since we know ourselves, we've been doing soca manak, we've been doing raga soca manak. So it's a part of our culture. So to take something that's culturally identical to Vincentian, which is like soca manak or raga soca manak, and to take it away, it just won't make carnival the same.
Correct.
In a way, right?
I agree.
So I think it's culturally important for soca manak and raga soca manak, and with the competition though, what I want to do is encourage artists, because I had it before where artists take it a little bit too personally.
Okay.
So don't take it so personal. It's just a competition. You don't want to.
But you
see
can't
another.
just say it's just a competition.
No, but what we tend to do is that we tend to take it to heart. Like we see the artist in
take
town
it
and
too
then we
personal.
pass the artist straight and have exchange with the artist because of the competition. It's just a competition. At the end of the day, the overall agenda is to push the culture and to expand the market into wider arenas for everybody, so that everybody who's truly passionate about Vincy music or is passionate about soca can have a reputable brand to uphold for themselves and to make their own revenue.
Got it. Do you feel soca is very seasonal in Vincy, or you feel it's broadened, like you'll get the music all year round?
I don't feel like soca is seasonal, but I do feel like some of the artists are seasonal, a little bit too seasonal. Some of the artists.
Okay.
The genre itself is there. It's popping. It's on rotation. The DJs play it right throughout the year, but the artists, there's only some artists you only hear about them when it's carnival.
Okay. Very valid point. Thank you for that one. I'm gonna ask this question that I asked Climbing. I'm gonna ask you now. Do you feel this year the music has taken time to come out for Vincy Mas compared to previous years? Because previous years we had banger after banger after banger. Do you feel like this year it's like it's kind of staggering? You get a song here, another song here, then a song here, and then I'm just fearful like come June you're gonna get all these different songs. So what is your thought?
For me, like I kind of think like it's too early to think that way.
Okay.
Because
you do realize it's May.
Early May.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit still too early to think that way.
Okay.
I think there's songs out as well. Some of the songs are just being missed.
Okay.
Some of them not being picked up or for whatever reason, but I think it's a little bit still too early.
Okay.
And then another factor that kind of stagger the release is the economy at the moment, because it takes funds, takes money for the artists, and then the artists have to pocket the engineering or pay the producer for the rhythm fee or whatever it is. So I think the economy kind of have a role to play if it is being slowed, because I haven't realized, perhaps it's just me, I just didn't really realize that it's actually slower than last year.
I didn't realize it until about 5 artists brought it to my attention. And I was just like, wait, hold on, you might be right.
Yeah. But, I don't think it's a case where the artist isn't interested in releasing. Rather, it's a lot of, a little bit more of financial situation in some aspect. The producer has to get paid, the artist has to get paid, but when doing the rhythm or doing the music, it's an investment for the artist, and then sometimes it's a loss that the artist invests, and then you don't get booked for a show, you don't get rotation, and then that as well could be a factor that drives the artist away from releasing the music or slows it, because then we have certain radio stations or certain DJs only pushing or playing one particular artist
agenda,
and then there's a lot of other talent that's discouraged when they do that over the years, because if I'm putting out songs consistently and it's always consistent, it sounds good, but then for some reason the DJs on this station only plays this artist, and then I'm in the vault, but then they skip me and play somebody else, that it discourages me from releasing new music.
You're absolutely right, but to be fair, if you're someone that's doing something over and over and getting the same result, that's the same definition of insanity.
Well, yeah, you have a point. If you keep doing the same thing and then it's the same result that you're not getting no appreciation, nothing, then you should change. You should probably change your genre.
Maybe change your genre, or even change your crowd that you're looking at. I mean,
or change the country you're
change
staying
the country.
in.
I'll tell a story that I don't really tell much, but it's the truth. In early rhythm cast days, and Shandy could attest to it, you wouldn't catch me going in a Vincy party.
Not at all. I used to hate it.
And it's the honest truth. I used to do big dance for Trinidad Circuit. I used to do a lot of stuff for Trinidad Circuit. And I used to get away with it because I never used to talk.
So that's why you're Trini.
I've been to Trinidad numerous times, so I could kind of,
Yeah, you could switch the
I
accent.
could finagle and swing around and participate in certain conversations, but I would never talk.
If it's one thing a Vincy man good at, it's picking up a new accent.
Yeah, it's true. So I was able to get away with it for years.
Yeah.
Until at one point it was like, yo, listen, we're doing this, and we need you to do this, and there was no or else. It was just, we need you to do this because we're doing this. And that's how I made my way back into the Vincy circuit.
Yeah.
But truth be told, before that, why I went to the Trinidad circuit, nobody was giving me a blind. Nobody wanted to hear me. Nobody wanted to see me. Nobody wanted to give me a chance.
Right.
A valid point.
And I went a different route and I created my own lane. And then at a point, it's like, yeah, I see him over here. So you come back over here. This is where you from? And I was like, but is it truth? Sometimes you have to change your trajectory in order to get acceptance where you want to go.
Yeah, truth speaking, man, not bored. I mean, I think I heard similar stories with another artist who people recognize now as Trinidadian. I don't know if I'm hinting the right way, but I've heard this story before. Just your experience. I've heard it before, but it's really sad to see that our country has to be brain drained first before the artist is recognized for some real talent.
But I feel like that's like sometimes that's across the board. It's not just Simmons.
Yeah,
I just want to point that out too. Because you have Trinidadian artists that are now forced to seek other countries for that love and support. It's just sometimes you really, as they say, you have to bust abroad before you get that love at home and taken seriously. So what can people expect for you from 2025? We heard 2 tracks already. Do you have other tracks that you plan on releasing?
So for 2025, I'm planning on releasing at least 3 tracks. So the first one was produced by the Pixel of Island Shack. Pixel, big up yourself, whether they're really talented individual, bad producer, bad artist, bad promo guy, bad engineer, bad writer, bad everything. Pixel, big up yourself. The second song, was produced by Mr. Carbon Jams. Carbon, big up yourself anyway. They another bad producer and bad artist. They track record over the year. And that one was also engineered by Parry. Well, it's currently being done by Parry, so that one is gonna be good. It's gonna like I have huge expectations for that track. Yeah, I did some market research. I got some feedback. The track feels I feel comfortable with it, and I'm hoping to release another track with Super K, one called Celebrate, right? And that one is gonna be produced by Super K / Mr. Vic.
Mr. Who's that? Oh yeah, he's invisible. We can't.
Producer from Canada.
Yeah.
Producer
So,
DJ from
okay.
so
Canada.
hopefully that track comes out sooner or later. There's other music in the pipeline, but for this year I want to do a different approach where I try releasing at least only 3 or 2 and then promote them so I could get to properly promote the tracks, right? Because I did that last year where I released so many tracks that me myself lose track of how much tracks I have and what to promote. Yeah, and then so this year I want to limit it to at least 3, possibly 4. Because there's another song that I'm working on with Just Bus Camp.
Okay.
Sean Beats, big up yourself, yeah. So possibly 4. 2 rhythm, 1 single, 2 single. I'm okay with that, So I'm kind of limiting the put out. Less is more, and I'm hoping for some good results this season. The quality of the work is there. Change My Name, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but Change My Name is really a masterpiece.
You got me
And
with that one.
I would be hurt. I would be hurt if intentions are people in general don't connect with that tune. I have big expectations for it, but it's not always the artist's expectations. It's just how
it's
the
always
songs
a song you least
resonate.
expected,
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
In the event that Change My Name don't do
Nah,
what you expect to do in Vincy.
Yeah.
Because I think in most recent times, at least in my experience and what I've actually seen with my own 2 eyes, the most recent song that I seen Vincy just and it became one of the biggest songs in the
Which one
soca
is that?
world is In the Water.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've seen that with my own two eyes.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I did. I did see that.
It was,
I did.
and then we did over
At
here, and it's
first.
like, yeah, boy, yeah, boy.
I did. So is there anybody you want to shout out before you head out?
Yeah, definitely. You know, big up Super K,
The Invisible Man. Go
the
ahead.
invisible man.
Tonight, it is Invisible Kid tonight, man.
Yeah,
Invisible
man.
K tonight. Yeah.
Behind the wall.
I can't come and not big up Magical. Big up Magical.
Big up
Magic.
Magic.
Big up Magic Street. Yeah. Big up Pixel. Big up the whole of CDC. Big up Rodney and the whole team. You know, really fun. I'm fun of the work that he's doing. So far, I'm not sure if you guys are seeing what's going on, but back home, being abroad from home and looking on to see what's happening is like all this anxiety and this excitement. It's really a new kind of feeling towards Vincy Mass. I never recall a time they had a launch on the tarmac for Vincy Mass. So, it's
No, it's like
everybody.
usually Victoria Park. That's why I'm just like,
Yeah, so I want to big up my mom, big up Mommy Street,
hello, mommy.
big up Mommy, big up everybody that's been there to support JR the artists along the way. Big up yourself, the people that was there from day one.
Big
that
up the day
encouraged
ones.
me, from since a little boy in school, doing after an hour after school with the piano and what's not, just big up everybody, everybody on Facebook too, yeah, because I drop a little preview, I change my name, and the thing just take off. Everybody just showing a real love and appreciation and stuff. So big up all the people them who shared my preview on Facebook and what's not. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. Yeah, that's it for me there.
Do you know a
bless
Jackie
her.
C?
Jackie C.
Yeah, there's a Jackie C on Julian's promo. She said yes.
Oh, big up yourself, Jackie. Big up yourself. I think Jackie, is it Jackie Jacks or Jackie C?
It just says Jackie C.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Well, big up yourself, Jackie. I also know a Jackie Jacks, so just in case it's Jackie Jacks, big up yourself.
Is there anybody where everybody could find your music, where everybody could follow you?
Yeah, I
Let
wanna
us
big
know.
up one more person though, just before I go, and it's Julian Promos.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for real.
That's a change.
Yeah, like for real though. Like I could remember the very first time I sent Julian Promos an email, and I was scared to send it because
Why?
I seen all of these big artists. I seen Machel Montano getting promoted. I seen Kess. So I doubting myself, and there's a little chat now. I don't know if you remember, but it was a chat. Is the way how you're whining your body, baby? You remember that? Yeah, and I, I sent that email in good faith. Like for real. Like, and then like the next day, like no response to the email and thing now. But the next day I see the video upload. And then I was like, oh shit, boy, yeah, Julian promo. So like from day one, and that song was like since 2016 or 2018 somewhere there. The dig. So big up Julian promo right through, and then since consistently every time I sent her email, sometimes she ain't respond on her, but I gotta see it upload.
It's a two-man team. It's me and Julian.
Oh, okay. But just big up all
But I'll be
yourself
like,
straight.
yo.
Yeah, big up all yourself straight. Like I feel like Julian promo give young artists, upcoming artists, a lot of hope,
Yeah.
a lot of something to look forward to get your music out on a platform. So
I give Judy any credit for that too.
yeah. So it's I'll be real committing treason to come here and not big up Julian promo. You see this? Yeah, big up yourself straight, right? You.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On behalf of Julian, I'll say thank you.
I mean, you have all rights. You have to post video too, so you can take piece of the time.
Take a little piece.
I just edit the video when necessary. The caption, that is.
Oh.
Anyway,
Teeth
I want
piece,
to give us your social media handles before you head
All
out.
right,
please.
so if you're on Instagram, you can head over to Instagram and you can look for at JAY-R-THE-RTs. That's JR the artist. On YouTube, it's at the official JR. No, sorry, and on Facebook, it's it's my actual name on Facebook. That's Javid Rouse. But I'm betting if you search for JR the artist, it would pop up. So on all social media platforms, you could just search for JR the artist, and I would pop up. If you want to reach me by email, you can send an email to javid.rouse.jr@gmail.com. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always welcome and open to doing new music, new projects.
So you're managing yourself basically.
Basically, yeah. Not basically. I'm managing myself.
That's a tough one, guy.
Yeah,
Real tough.
yeah. Well, I actually took school. Actually completed my bachelor's in marketing,
Oh,
so that I
okay.
can push JR the artists.
Got
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah. So it's a while now I've been managing myself.
Okay, I respect that. All right, fellas, including the Invisible Man, we are well over. It's 11:21. I just want to say once again, thank you so much, JR. It's been a pleasure. You want to tell people where they can find you in New York, performance-wise, one more time?
Yeah. So come on over on the 18th. It's gonna be fun. Like
At
I know it.
Nazareth High School.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some fun. It's Vincy Mass launch. I'll be there. Tons of entertainment, tons of artists is gonna pass through and perform as well. It's a Vincy thing, it's a Caribbean thing, it's everybody thing. So just come on through, and we'll be right there on the 18th. It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be fun. Again, Vincy Mass launch in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, Dazzle's gonna be. The whole room is gonna be there, man.
Yeah, boy. Yeah,
The whole room's
yeah.
gonna be there.
I don't know.
Nah, boy. I remember going to Problem Child and Nick's event. Everything Vincy? Last year, Vincy Stars.
Vincy
Oh, Vince, y'all stars. Yeah.
Yo, the whole place is just Vincy, bro. And that was Nick's and Problem Child. And now it's the official Vincy Mass launch. I'm betting that, them officials from CDC can come up and think, yo, it's
You're looking forward to it, basically.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Nah, I'll be there. I just like to kick sometimes.
He does. He literally does. And then break on my shoes. But yeah. So.
Why for that old boy?
All right, everybody. I just want to say thank you for keeping it locked to watch Chubble. My name is Shandy, sweet and fluffy like pink cotton candy. Just remember to watch us each and every Tuesday between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Don't forget to also watch Dazzle's show each and every Friday.
Same time, 9 to 11. Anything goes with Rhythm Cast right here in the good old GMGT studios.
So for the next couple of weeks, we have a Guyanese artist,
Oh,
a St.
can't say that
Martin,
word there.
a St. Martin artist, and then I think we go back to the Vincy Circle because I know a lot of people are dropping music and they want to have a conversation.
Okay.
So just keep it locked, guys, remember? And you don't forget to follow me on social media at Shandy Media. So I want to say good night, everybody. Thank you so much. JR, thank you.
Pleasure,
Climate,
man.
thank you. To the Invisible Man here, thank you again. Good night, guys. Bye.
Later.
Yeah, peace out.
Out.
Oh, yo, yo, yo,